What's going on? What's going on?
Entertain the Geeky.
Well, hello, everybody.
What's up?
So we've missed a couple of weeks here. We've had all kinds of shit going on in life. And
Life sucks sometimes.
It's a lot. It's a
Yeah.
lot. That's for sure, man.
Hard to deal with.
Sometimes you're like, holy cow, I've been putting a noose on for a period of time, and I need to remove this before it gets out of hand.
Yeah, you got business. People put you in weird, awkward situations.
All the time.
It's just too much.
Well, then, like, if you're working a job, you have whatever stresses are associated then with that job. And you're not supposed to, but you do carry some of it with you everywhere.
Sure,
So, yeah.
Once we get a little closer, I'll actually be able to talk about what's going on with my job. But I don't want to do that yet.
Right.
I don't know what's happening.
It's not time.
It's stressing me out a little bit, I'm going to be honest with you.
Oh, really?
I'm having a good time doing it. It's just stressing me out, the idea of like, so when are we going to get this done? We said we were going to get this done here and then here. And now, okay, we're never.
Push back a little. But I mean, you're having a good time doing it, and you're getting to.
Yeah. I mean, as stuff has started piling up, though, I'm starting to get a little stressed out.
Oh, for sure, man.
All these things are getting shipped in every week and
when you have this
piling up in a corner of a room.
Right, and it's like this fucking weight being placed on your chest, and you're like, oh my god.
It's a lot. It's a lot of stuff.
It's a ton. So this week we're going to talk about some free stuff for you nerds out there.
Free nerd stuff
that you may or may not know about. And I think that the first thing, so I have a free comic book day polo that I
got two of those.
Yeah, I got
black ones that just have the little FCBD. Yeah.
I got it for working at the shop, and I wear it to work still. And people are like, when the fuck is free comic book day? And I'm like, dude, it's the first Saturday in May every year. And it's a national holiday. And they're like, really? I'm like, it is to me. So, and they're like,
it is celebrated all around the country and all around the world.
Yeah.
Free comic book day is the day.
That's a big one. Free comic book day. First Saturday in May. We're a ways off. Sorry.
Yeah.
But, we can, now you know.
I mean, you say that, right? But like, when it comes to being a comic retailer, you're ordering stuff for free comic book day like 6-8 months ahead of time.
Preparations begin.
So we're preparing for that. Almost already, right? Like next month, I think we'll be preparing for that.
Oh my God, that's wild. Okay, so one of the other things that you can do, if you're wanting to read on some content, I should probably, somewhere on the screen here in editing, I will have to show you some Amazon magic. But basically, you can go to Amazon, and they do first trades of certain like image titles and different comic series, and you get to read it entirely for free.
Yeah.
You scared me when you looked at that.
I was just looking at the levels.
Oh, yeah, no, we looked at them. We looked at them this time, I swear.
Did we? I don't remember doing that.
Yeah, I peeked at them when we were chatting before this.
Right. But I'm assuming digitally.
It's digital. They don't send you. If they sent you a real trade paperback, that would be cool. So sick.
That doesn't sound like how Jeff Bezos does business.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like how anybody that has lots of money does business. They're not like, hey, I'm going to send.
They're just going to give free stuff away.
Yeah, we were going to charge you for this, but fuck it.
Nah, here, you just have it.
God, what a business model. Someday. So that's another thing that you can do.
It makes sense to me for things like Invincible, right? With the Amazon Prime doing the television show.
Well, and it's so extensive. You only get so much in that first trade. It's just enough
for
to
6 issues.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just enough to hook you.
I don't even know. I'm trying to remember which issue it happens in, right? Because the was a little bit of a spoiler warning ahead. The turn for Omni-Man turning on the Guardians of the Globe, that doesn't happen right away like it did in the show. That happens at like the 6 or 7 issue mark.
Right.
So you get some time to go, oh, he's stern, but he's a good dad and he's a superhero. So you get some time to like enjoy him as a character.
Right.
And then go, what is happening?
No.
So yeah, that turn, in fact, when we were watching the show, getting to the end of that first episode, that was what I said. When they all started getting their little communications from Omni-Man, I was just like, are we doing this right now? Is this happening right now? Like, why are we doing this so early?
It's so funny. So that show is something that I've used to get a bunch of friends that weren't into the hobby into at least
I always pitched Invincible as a comic
I
store
know.
worker, as the comic for people who don't like superhero the superhero comic for people who don't like superhero comics.
right. It's fucking incredible.
Yeah, because it's really good.
When I was telling buddies, I was like, look, man, it's going to turn everything on its head immediately. Just if you watch the series, you'll want to read the show or read the book.
Yeah.
And they were like, really? Yeah. I've got like 5, 6, maybe 7 people.
Well, yeah, the first series, give or take, I mean, some things are happening a little out of order, but it
Pretty
covers
close.
the first 20, 22 issues.
Something like that. Yeah. And it's good, man. It's fucking good.
Oh, it is great. Yeah. So I'm sure that one's on there, especially because Amazon is the one putting out the cartoon, right?
Well,
I try out number 1 here.
Well, I mean, that can be a nice transition piece because if you're paying for Amazon Prime, you get Amazon Video as a part of that for free. So you can watch fucking Invincible, which is sick.
Absolutely.
Or you can look at it as, well, I'm paying for the video service, and
I would
don't
imagine
give a damn
maybe
about
The
Amazon
Boys
Prime.
is probably on there too.
The Boys is on there.
Yeah, that's weird, right? As I'm starting to think about the things that Amazon is doing, I'm like, it kind of makes sense to synergize and say, hey, try out the first volume of this story. Because volume really only covers 5 or 6 issues, so it's not like they're giving away much.
Well, especially since they started off in the book space. It was a fucking book service.
Sure.
So it would only make sense that, we're making multi-million-dollar TV series to sell books.
Yeah, it's weird. I never thought about it like that, but yeah.
It like
at
full
least,
circle.
At the very least, they have Invincible and The Boys as streaming property.
Lock and Key was one that was free on there, which blew my mind.
Well, yeah, that was Netflix.
It was Netflix is the one that they did the TV series. Yeah. But
it was okay.
You could get the first. I was so stoked for it, man.
I was excited, but I thought, man, I don't know that there's any way they can fit all of the content they need to fit into one season.
Well, and that was
from that first story.
That was the one thing that was kind of problematic with it is the whole series they did in the first season. I'm like, well, you don't need a second season. I don't know what the fuck we're doing here.
Yeah.
And they could have slowed down a bit.
Could have parsed it out.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe Hill is a great writer.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
He's much better at character development and world building than I think his father is. And that's not a slight against his father. I am a Stephen King fan.
Yeah. He's a genius too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joe Hill is very refined in that regard.
Yeah.
So it makes for good reading.
For sure.
So yeah, you can get some videos.
I love if you could just see what's happening right there off camera. There's dogs that are just like, what? I can't be in here? Fine.
Yeah, they show up and they're like, guys, what are you doing?
Leave.
We're gonna go in the living room and do something we're not supposed to do there. How about that? There are services like Tubi, Freevee,
sure,
and Crackle. Crackle's another one.
Crackle.
That one's been there for forever. It was owned by Sony for a period of time, and I forget.
That's so weird.
It's totally weird. I forget who ended up buying that one.
I just don't understand how something like this, right? Like, what? I mean, you're talking about ad revenue and things like
Pluto.
that, but like, it's weird to have something like that exist that's not in some way breaking the law,
right? So. HBO and Paramount, or I guess Warner Brothers, Warner
Brothers is the parent company of HBO now.
Yes. So Warner Brothers has said recently, and they changed their streaming service over to Max, right?
They just dropped the HBO.
That's correct. Okay, whatever.
Excuse me.
So they renamed their streaming service, and they said, all right, in order to generate as much revenue as possible, we're going to be offloading some of the content that may have been on here and putting it on some of these free services, your Tubis, your Freevees, your Pluto TV, because we make ad revenue off of it.
Sure.
So it's one of the things, and Paramount said something very similar. It's a great way to make money and get people to the streaming service. So they might even do their exclusives on there.
Sure.
And only put the first season so that you want to pay to go.
Or the first episode.
Right.
Hell,
exactly.
Yeah.
So that you want to pay to get the second one.
Sure.
And it's been a good model to generate revenue for them. So yeah, Tubi, Tubi TV, Pluto, Freevee, Crackle, yes.
It's a weird name.
Dude, okay, so
Crackle.
Funny story. Years ago, like about a decade ago, I think it was right around the time Sony bought it or right before they bought it. Crackle in particular was one of the only free TV things that I knew about that was legal. because
I don't know.
Sony owned.
That seems weird. Yeah. Like,
And yeah, dude, they had some fucking dope anime on there. I'm not even a big anime guy, but there's a series called Rurouni Kenshin that I love, and it was on there. It was on there.
Did they put that terrible Powers TV show on there that they made?
That's a great question.
Do you remember that terrible Powers TV show? Powers is such a good book. Like
vaguely.
It's Brian Michael Bendis, Michael Avon Omig. Great story. Like really interesting, deep about this world where superpowers are just rampant. Superpowers just exist, and there's a division of the FBI that like deals with soups. That's just the whole premise.
Yeah.
And you follow two characters that are part of this unit.
I think I remember watching that and it being abysmal.
It's really it's a really great story, but the TV show was really bad.
Poorly
Like
executed.
Sony put a lot of money into it. They were hyping it up.
I think I remember watching
when I would
that.
turn on my PlayStation 4, like there would be ads for it and
You ready
stuff.
to watch this?
Yeah, and I watched it because I was excited. I like Powers, but yeah, it was really bad. So it would make sense to me that it would end up on a free Sony
free
service,
Right,
because it was
right.
just really bad. They couldn't get anybody to pay for it anymore.
Roku TV, free.
Is that free?
Totally free.
That seems illegal.
Why?
Because Rokus in general can be made to stream things from the internet.
Yeah.
So can Google Chromecasts,
Yes.
right? Like it doesn't take much to allow it to look at illegal downloaded files. So that seems like it should be illegal.
Nope, totally fair.
right.
And you can they just made it so you can get the app a little more freely on other devices, the Roku app, which is fucking sick.
It's weird, man.
Well, they're doing massive,
Excuse me.
massive content too. The Weird Al movie was a Roku exclusive.
Yeah.
There's a few different series and stuff that are exclusive to it. They're doing a really good job with that. And then they have shows like fucking Weeds on there, which is a dope ass show. The first three seasons.
That was a Showtime show.
It was
Weird.
but they have the first 3 seasons of it are incredible. After that, it was shit.
No, I liked the final season of Weeds. I thought it was
Oh,
great.
I thought it was abysmal.
I
I
loved
was
that.
so bummed.
I also liked the final season of Game of Thrones, and everybody tells me I'm a crazy person, so whatever.
You like the things that you like, and it's unapologetically, and that's
I
okay.
don't care if you like it or not.
Right.
I'm enjoying it.
So they've got a bunch of cool fucking shit there, and yeah, totally free.
Okay.
And then of course, if you were on Steam,
Well, yeah, I was gonna say you're getting into my realm now
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, and Steam give away free games every month.
all the time.
3 free games, at least on PlayStation, which is what I subscribe to. I get
yeah.
3 free download games a month. Now they're not always games I want to play, right? It's
Right.
Madden sometimes or Call of Duty every now and again. I'm just like, yeah, I don't care about that. But I will say it's weird, and I don't know if it's because I haven't paid for them, right? Because I am a person who spends a lot of hours in a video game.
Right.
I get every bit of the $70 you made me pay for that thing out of it, right? Because
You get that and so much more.
right, I want to see everything the game has to offer to feel like I've gotten my money's worth. That's why I don't play MMOs. But the point is, the free games that I have just end up sitting in the library. Like I've maybe played 1 or 2
Sure.
of the 20 some odd games that are just sitting in my library. And I think that's because I didn't pay for them.
You don't appreciate it the same
Yeah, I'll
way.
get to it when I get to it. When there's not some big AAA thing going on that I'm dying to play. Yeah, maybe I'll get to you.
That's too funny because some of the games that have been most popular over the last 8 years here have all been free.
Well, they've given away, but it usually takes time before they give it away. Like they did give away 2018's God of War. But that didn't happen until 2020.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? Like they're not giving it away the next month. They
No.
want as many people to buy it as they
Of
can.
course.
Yeah.
They want to be able to pay for the massive project that they just undertook.
Right. Well, there's exceptions to that too, because Days Gone was an example of a game that went up for free within the first month or 2 of its release. And the publisher actually blamed that. The game director actually blamed that on the poor sales of the game. Now, not what he wouldn't admit is that it was a bad game, because it is. It's not a really great game.
Sure.
Like it's got its moments, but the protagonist is just some edgelord douchebag guy, and all the dudes he runs into say bro. They're all biker guys. Like it's just not
They
a great
say,
game,
Bruh.
bruh.
It's not bro, it's BRAH.
Yeah,
Bruh.
bruh. BRUH. It's bruh.
Fair enough. Yeah. Bruh. Yeah.
But
there
so
is
yeah,
a U.
I have Days Gone. Never played it.
Too fucking fun. Well, the game that I will actually sit down and play with any kind of regularity is free. It's Overwatch 2.
Oh, sure.
Um,
Well, yeah, those games as a service game, I assume they give away the initial thing for free because they're going to charge you for everything after that.
they do try to. Well, I don't give a fuck about skins.
Sure.
I'm gonna be completely honest.
Yeah, but isn't there
with
like season packs or season packs and
battle
shit?
passes? You know,
Battle
what
pass.
you know what you get from it? Fucking skins.
There's no weapons.
No.
Why is it called a battle pass?
Because because
should there be some battle and stuff in the battle pass?
Fortnite taught the world that people care more about what they're seeing on the screen as far as what their character looks like than how it actually performs.
I don't understand people who are so into cosmetics. Look, I'm into cosmetics, but I'm not paying for them.
No fucking way.
Right?
I think that's just being old.
Unless you can give me some kind of in-game currency that I can earn to pay for them, I'm not paying for them.
No.
Right? Like Spider-Man. I bought every single spider skin, and I've played the game in a lot of them. But that's because you gave me an in-game currency to use. I didn't have to spend my own money to do that.
Totally different, yeah. Well, so in Overwatch in particular, there was an in-game currency that they gave away. You got it at the end of arena seasons and stuff like that.
Yeah, but usually it would be like there's an imbalance in how long it takes to grind out any real in-game currency.
And now they figured that out. Okay, now they have grossly changed how they give out currency. And that's why people buy the battle pass so they can get whatever stupid skin.
Right.
And
this is why I hate games as a service, though. I can't stand games as a service. I don't understand.
But like watching my kids play Fortnite, I am hundreds of dollars into that stupid fucking game. It was free. It was free. Okay.
No,
and
it's not. That's just how they hook you.
But because
the meth dealer gives you the first bag free too. Why? Because he knows you'll come back with real money.
It's totally crack or heroin for kids. And they're like, "No, Dad, I gotta have this skin, or my friends won't love me anymore." And I'm like,
"My friends won't love me anymore."
They're gonna think I'm a noob if I'm wearing the default. That's the shit I would hear. If I'm wearing the default, dude, I was playing with these defaults today.
Who cares? Does it change how you play the game at all?
Nothing.
Well, then
changes.
what the hell difference does it make?
None. And that's the part that's where I'm just like, yeah, I cannot justify paying extra money here. If you want to fucking throw an ad in it, okay, throw an ad in there. So you make some money from somewhere else, fine.
Have one of your arenas just be a giant Coke logo. You know what I mean? Like, that's fine. I don't care.
Right. You put Coca-Cola, Bud Light, whatever the shit you want.
Exactly.
Transformers did it in one of their shitty movies, and like, I was like, okay, I'm in.
There have been games that have done that. There was a game that was sponsored by Pepsi.
Makes sense.
Like, it had Pepsi logos everywhere. There's a game that's sponsored by Snickers. I think it's Biker. They made a video game based on Biker Mics from Mars.
Oh my God. You know,
and I think like in the American version, instead of like their little energy drinks or energy bars they would have, they just had Snickers. I think I remember that.
That's incredible.
Like Snickers spent money to get their name in the game.
In Biker Mice from Mars of all that, which was borderline culty. What's cool because
Teenage Ninja Turtles.
Ryan Reynolds is redoing that as a series very soon.
That seems unnecessary.
Well,
look, there are a lot of things I would like to see come back that are from our childhood that are great, but that is not one of them.
Dude, fucking Street Sharks and Biker Mice from Mars were the shit.
Again, those are both just TMNT ripoffs.
Yes.
They're not good.
But with sharks
just watch TMNT.
or mice. TMNT's cool too. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. We've been watching that recently. It's actually on, I think, Pluto TV for free.
Well, sure. It's owned by Paramount.
Yeah. So we've been just fucking...
Nickelodeon's under the Paramount banner now.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
No, but we've just been jumping on there and watching our fucking TMNT for free. And I'm like, this is dope, man. This is cool. And it's made me look at my streaming services differently because I'm like, do I need these anymore?
Yes. Because anything that's free is never going to give you everything.
Sure.
It's to entice you to buy the streaming service.
Of course it is, like we talked about.
Right, yeah. So no, you don't want to get rid of your... I mean, I don't... Maybe you do.
He's like, just fucking keep it, dude. You need this in your life.
No, I don't think you need it. I just think, like, if you want to continue watching shows you enjoy, you're not going to be able to without the streaming service.
It changes. But I've also found some fucking super cool indie movies this way.
Sure.
I found one that was like Zero Charisma or something like that is what it was called. And it was a movie, it was an independent movie that these fucking nerds made basically about some gatekeeping asshole DM. And
unfortunately, that sounds familiar.
Right. It was fucking cool to watch because I'm like, oh, dude, I know people like this in real life, and it's the cast is people that are our age doing things that we like doing, which was super relatable for me. And then by the end of it, this guy loses his game group because he sucks so bad, and he's working at a nursing home because he's sucked all the joy out of his life, and he's now figured out he's getting the folks in the nursing home to play D&D, and he's like trying to do it right. It was a fucking really cool way to do it. I'll post a picture or description on that somewhere in here because it was actually a cool flick.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of shit like that out there that I never would have known about had I not been just perusing the free shit to see what it was like.
I was watching a free horror channel one time and watched Plan 9 from Outer Space. Movies from the 60s. It's hilarious.
Is it great?
It's hilarious. It's really bad.
I mean,
but it's hilarious.
So bad, it's good.
No, not so bad, it's good. So bad that I was laughing at how bad it is.
Nice.
Right? It's not good. It's bad.
It's just
but
bad,
it's
bad.
funny how bad it is.
Nice. Nice. Like Starship Troopers was on one of the freebies recently.
That was a good movie.
I fucking love that flick.
The original one was good.
Yeah, I didn't ever watch anything past Starship Troopers.
And Starship Troopers as a story was great.
Right.
Books.
Movie
didn't really get the books other than the war.
Right. Them killing big bug things.
Yeah, are we killing bug monsters? Okay, cool.
Done. But yeah, no, so there's so much cool free shit out there for us nerds. And maybe there's something that I missed that you guys know about or something like that.
Leave it in the comments.
Yeah, you can tell us about it.
Tell us all about it.
Down there-ish. Or if you're listening to this, not watching it, but in your ear holes.
In your ear holes?
Yeah, there's a comment section in whatever you listen to your podcasts on.
In your ear holes. Let me do this.
We're entering your brain through your ears.
This really low monotone NPR voice in your ear holes.
But yeah, I don't know, man. There's fucking sick, cool shit out there, and I'll have, as this is happening in Veggio, that's how I speak now. In Veggio,
okay,
you'll see graphics popping up for them, and I'll try to put all kinds of links and stuff in the description of this episode for all that.
Excuse you. Sorry, there was a dog. He was growling at me.
No, he was groaning because he's sleeping.
Oh, okay. Groaning.
Yeah.
Sleeping groaning.
Yeah.
Sounded like growling for a minute. I was like, excuse you.
Who do you think you are? I went to a buddy's recently. Yeah, he just moved. I went to his new place to check it out.
Sure.
And his dog is there, and his dog's like, brrr, and I'm like, it's all right, bud. I'm not going to rape or kill anyone. I'm just here to be friendly. And the dog is like, all right, man, that's cool. So then he does the thing that dogs do, and he's like, can I put my face in your crotch?
No.
And I'm like, no, man, let's not make this awkward. I'm cool seeing you for a second. I'll pet you a little bit, and then we'll move on with our. I know you're not a dog guy. That's
I'm
okay.
not a dog guy. I'm not an animal person. That's the problem.
That's a fair point.
Everybody's gonna hate me. I told them. I should never have told you guys about that. Now there's gonna get all kinds of hate mail.
I'll edit that shit out.
I get all kinds of hate mail,
dude. So we asked for hate mail in Who Wears the Pants when I did that with Mike. Every episode, some guys, because they were incredible, would go through and type up just goofy ass hate mail, and it was typically,
I know it was goofy and it wasn't serious.
They were Mike cultists typically,
sure,
or booters. They were Who Wears or Fear the Booters.
Fear the Booters.
So they were into that show, and they listened to us because of that. And yeah, some of them they were like, they would type up something fucking grotesque about how stupid we were, and then at the end of it, they'd be like, seriously though, we love you guys, and this is really nice. And I'm just like, God damn it! So we would try to read them out loud as we would get them because it was fun.
Sure.
But yeah, if you fuckers hate us, I say you fuckers, if you folks, you nice people that have been kind enough to tune in and go on this nerdy journey with us.
Yeah.
It's been
us just sitting here babbling about nerdy things,
about whatever happens to come to mind on any given week.
Whatever happens in our lives.
I think we need to do some. I think we need to do some food again in the future, like some good old fashioned nerdy.
Well, we
food.
need to do something variety style. I don't know if food's the way to go.
Yeah, okay, variety style. We'll have to talk about it off the air.
Variety style.
Variety style.
Yeah, do something variety. Make it different than us just sitting here talking to a
Doing
camera.
Doing this. I mean, it's
Even
fun.
though we're beautiful and you love us.
Yeah, you guys do like this a lot. I have been told by myself.
Thanks, the three of you.
Oh, shit. Well, it's funny because like anything that we do that's more communal always does better, obviously.
Sure.
And so I'm really excited in the future here. I've got a couple of things that I'm trying to work on so that we can work with some other folks.
Well, we got to get Capuano back on the show. We're overdue on a couple of video game spoiler casts that we're going to do.
Yeah, some video game stuffs.
Well, we'll talk about Tears of the Kingdom. We talked about like initial impressions, but we didn't actually talk about the end of the game.
No, you didn't get into the nitty-gritty.
Like the story of the game. Also, we've both finished Final Fantasy 16 at this point. I know, because he played it and then he lent it to me. Actually, I think he's got a digital copy of it too. No, he bought like a special edition.
That dude has 7 copies of it.
He bought like a special edition, and then he bought the digital one because the special edition wasn't going to be there on the first day, so he just bought the digital one so he could play it.
He's an incredible human being.
He pays it forward a lot. He does.
He's
that kind of guy. Like the only reason I played 2018's God of War right when it came out is because he just
left one at
your
house.
Me.
Yeah,
he just gave me one because he bought 2.
He's like, no, that one's yours.
Yeah, I said, hold on, let me get your game back out the PlayStation. He was like, no, you just keep that, man. I was just like, what? It's your game. And he's like, actually, I bought 2 because the first one was not going to be at my house on day 1, so I just went to GameStop and just bought one that day.
And you're like, do I kiss you? How does this work?
Well, it's a great game, and the sequel, Ragnarok's also a great game. I bought that one on day 1.
I know you love those now.
Oh, those are great.
Love those.
All of them are great. I've played every God of War game. They're all great.
Is there anything on the horizon here, comic-wise, that people should be looking out for?
Oh, well, Ultimate Invasion is going on. And I've probably talked about this because you guys probably know out there, I'm a ridiculous Ultimate Universe fan. But Ultimate Invasion has 2 more issues to go. The first 2 issues have been fantastic. If you're not reading it, pick them up. There was just a second printing of number 1, so I'm sure you can find that. And number 2 is only a couple weeks old at this point.
Nice.
But solicited in Marvel previews for August is a one-shot just called Ultimate Universe. So I think it's back, man. I think the one-shot's going to be like,
holy cow,
here's a taste of the stories. And then when we get solicitations for September, we'll actually see Ultimate books that will be coming out in November.
I wonder, do you think they're going to kind of do what the Ultimate Universe did initially and redo everybody again? But modern?
No, because what the maker has been doing, spoilers if you haven't read the book, what the maker has been doing is time traveling within this universe, 6160.
Okay.
And he's been trying to alter the timeline in his favor. So he stopped Peter from getting bitten by the spider. He stopped Captain America from being pulled from the ice. He's trying to control the fate of this universe, and the universe is not happy about that.
Sure, yeah.
So it's been trying to stop him. Most recently, in the second issue, he teamed up with Howard Stark, who they do this beautiful recreation of the opening of the second Ultimates issue, where it's exactly the same imagery, it's the same shots, it's the same panel structures, and Brian Hitch is the one drawing it, and he drew that initial issue. So he just recreated his stuff.
That's awesome.
For this issue, and same dialogue and everything. Like, I don't think he considers it a successful flight until he waves at every hot lady on the strip, right? Because he's flying by buildings, like waving at people. And then he gets back and they take the suit off and it's not Tony, it's Howard.
Right.
That was such a good little reveal that they did there. And I was just like, brilliant, just brilliant. But Howard actually created the time machine that the maker's been using to try to travel between different times and alter everything. So it's broken now and he needs Howard to fix it.
Badass.
Yeah, so he kind of kidnaps Howard Stark.
That's totally badass.
The maker's awesome, man. He's a great character. But again, the universe is out of balance as he's been trying to play God here, and it's not happy, and it's kind of trying to get revenge on him.
That's fucking
trying to
sick.
stop him.
Sick.
Yeah. But at one point during the second issue, like a portal opens up, and an army of Ultimate clones comes through. Like there's multiple versions of Captain America, there's multiple Thors, there's multiple Hulks, so on and so forth, and they all attack him. and he manages to get himself and Howard into a protective bubble, and Howard's like asking, and he's like, oh, I've been messing with time, and it's been trying to get back at me, but it's fine. All the genetic material that made up those clones came from these 6 people. He's got like kidnapped, and he just kills them, and then all the clones just turn to mush and die.
Oh shit!
Yeah, like he's Reed Richards, right? Like he's not a stupid person,
right?
But yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to personally. J. Michael Straczynski is about to take over Captain America. That's a big one I'm looking forward to. Yeah. Al Ewing's taking over Thor. Still haven't seen number 1 of that, but that's something I'm looking forward to quite a bit. There's a lot, man. That's just Marvel, right? I mean, DC's finally finished up Night Terrors, which, whatever, say what you will about it, is fine. It's a weird, goofy horror story that they should have saved for October.
I wonder why they didn't.
I don't understand why they didn't. I don't know. Especially right in the middle of their Dawn and DC thing where they had to like put everything on hold for these books. And it was just like, but you had such momentum going with Dawn of DC. Like that was ill-timed, guys. Anyway, we're back. We're getting back around to
our regular scheduled programming.
Normal DC releases. So solicited this month was brand new stories about Wesley Dodds Sandman, Jay Garrick Flash, and Alan Scott Green Lantern, which I'm very excited about. Old Justice Society members getting their own books again. Something that is just weird as hell to me is Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong.
It's wild.
It's a thing.
Fucking wild. Well, I know because HBO has all those properties.
Yeah, it's the thing. We're about to do Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong.
Makes sense.
Weird. But
makes sense.
Again, DC does these weird things sometimes that you think are going to be terrible.
And sometimes they kind of work.
And they end up turning out really good. Like Dark Knights of Steel is one I can remember in recent memory where it's the DC characters in a medieval like swords and sorcery type setting.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, oh, that's gimmicky and that's not going to be good. It's great.
It's fantastic.
It's one of the greatest Justice League stories I've ever read. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
And they do weird things like that. Deceased is another one where everyone gets infected with the zombie virus that I thought that's just a zombie story. But, oh, that's actually really good. Like, so yeah, I don't know.
If anybody can pull it off, you think they can pull it off. Yeah.
When they did Green Lantern Star Trek crossover, that seems silly and it seems gimmicky and it seems like it's never going to work. It worked great.
Yeah, that one was a surprising crossover for sure.
It worked great.
For sure.
Which Klingon guy was it that got a red ring? One of the Klingon guys got a red ring. I don't remember if it was Gowron or Martok or one of those guys. One of those guys got a red ring, though. And that blew my mind.
It makes sense.
Yeah, the Klingon would get the rage ring.
Of course.
Yeah, their whole culture is built around death.
Nobody deserves it more than the Klingon, you know?
It is a good day to die.
So there's all kinds of good shit on the horizon for comic books. That's amazing.
Yes. Yeah, I definitely am excited about some things that are coming down the pipeline for sure.
Well, you guys need to go to your LGS or local comic and gaming store, I guess is how I should say that.
It seems to be all kind of rolled into one now. There's some places around here when we did our whole thing about comics that are just comics, right? They don't have games.
Right. No, they don't do games.
It's not, I guess it's not uncommon.
Right. What's, I think, who was it that one of these large companies signed something with like Walmart or Target recently? And it pissed.
WotC has things with
Walmart, I know. Yeah, they do for that. I thought it was a comic company did something with them too. I could be wrong.
No, the last time that happened, it was DC. DC signed a thing with Walmart where
it was. Okay.
Like certain specific books were getting released only at Walmart, and then eventually they did release them to local comic shops.
It came out later.
Yeah. But they were not good comics anyway. They're just like they were for kids.
No, just to make Walmart feel special.
Yeah, they were definitely aimed at a child audience. So yeah, I mean, if you're an adult reader, there was just not a lot of content. And that's not to say some children's books are not great, but there was not enough. These weren't the ones. Yeah, there was not enough content there to hook your average adult reader.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, shit, guys, you should go to entertainthegeeky.com.
Talking to you.
You can follow us on all of our social media there.
All three of you.
Yeah, all three of you. You can follow us on all of our social media things there. Like, comment, subscribe, do what we tell you.
Do what we tell you, not because we told you, but because it's what you want to do.
Right. You want to like, comment, and subscribe. Fucking nerds.
We are nerds. That's okay. That's the whole thing we do here.
But yeah, thank you for hanging out. It's always fun to sit here and chat and do this thing with you guys. If you have not already, go pick up a copy of Merle's Truck Stop in Maine. We're going to do another playthrough here in the future just so you can hear that game again because it has been a very, very long time since we have played it on air.
Yeah.
And
I've never done it.
yeah, no. I think that was before you like became part of the crew,
Yeah,
actually.
I think so, yeah.
So yeah, thank you. As always, stay geeky.
All right.
Bonus content. No.
Bonus content.
No, there's a lot I'm super excited about with the freebie shit. I don't know. I'm hoping that this is like a resurgence for more of a traditional TV model for folks.
No, I don't want a traditional TV model. Traditional TV model sucked. I hated it.
You didn't have like shows that you would watch?
Yes. But now that we have no commercials, I'm so much happier as a TV watcher.
But you could still pay for no commercials or
Yeah,
something.
but that defeats the purpose of your free thing.
Right?
The free thing's got to have commercials.
Or if you don't want to do that, then yeah, you just...
I love life without commercials. It's the best.
I don't mind them.
Disney's been saying that Hulu and Disney Plus are going to increase their prices by a little bit if you want to have no ads. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to do that.
I will do that
pay a little
for
more
you
because I don't want to watch commercials. I'm good.
Yeah, they don't bother me, man.
Especially when you're like right in the middle of something and it just interrupts with an ad. YouTube drives me nuts about that.
So my first experience with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was a commercial in the early 90s. And I fucking sat in front of the TV and lost my goddamn mind when I saw that fucking Bandai commercial. That's before I saw anything.
And that made you watch Power Rangers.
Dude, yes. I sat in front of the TV
that's
as
great,
a child.
Man. That's no. I'm not saying that's not great. We have the internet now.
Yeah.
So we don't need that anymore. If you really want to look up something and see what it's about, you just go to YouTube.
I didn't know. I would have never known it existed. Like, that's the cool thing.
Right, but we don't need it anymore is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
We've evolved to a point where we no longer need to be interrupted while we're watching our television show with ads for other television shows.
Sure,
we can just look on the internet.
Right.
You can subscribe to TV and movie trailers YouTube page where they just link all TV and movie trailers that come up on the internet.
They're amazing. They're amazing.
Yeah.
But it was just cool. So they have like the special spot for me in my heart.
Yeah, I'm not saying commercials didn't get me to check out things that I wouldn't have otherwise been inclined to, but again, the need for that is gone because of the internet.
Sure.
We didn't have the internet when we were little children watching television.
No, we fucking did not.
I mean, maybe you did. I didn't.
I did not.
I'm 40 years old. I remember a long period of time without the internet.
Well, when was the internet made live for the public? I think it was like
90s.
96 or 7, I think.
I think it was a little before that.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember like Windows 92 and stuff, so I think it was early 90s. Windows 93, Windows 94.
But that Windows was just an operating system. I'm talking the internet being...
Well, no, I understand that.
available.
But like as we started popularizing the in-home computer, we had to create those kind of operating systems. And you had dial-up internet with them.
No, you're...
So you could use
I remember
AOL, Instant Messenger, and,
I remember a lot of that bullshit, but I also remember playing fucking Doom on a old PC and stuff like that.
I played like Minesweeper and,
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but it was a magical and delicious time when...
Well, and even when the internet first came out, it wasn't like you could use it like we use it now.
No, it was fucking useless. I say useless. It was largely useless because you would get on there, and in order to load a web page, you were sitting there for a long period of time. Yeah, I remember
on your internet connection.
We had to go to my uncle's house because he was the one that had the internet, and we would go there, and I'd be like, "Hey, can I use your computer to look up superhero pictures?" So I would literally just get on Marvel Comics website at the time, and I would download and print every fucking color picture of Wolverine or whomever that I could find. And it was so sweet of him to let me use all of his ink and sit there for 4 hours while I got 4 pictures.
Sure.
But it was so, dude, I thought that was so cool. And yeah, we didn't have it at home, and it was nice. It was simple, you know?
Well, yeah, and if somebody called on the phone,
it was
you
fucked.
were screwed.
It was over.
The phone took priority, man.
Yeah, it was over.
The way those systems were designed, the phone line was the important line, not the internet line.
Well, that's when DSL came out. That was such a big ordeal because it's like, dude, you can do both. And people were like, what? Like, you can do this and this? I don't know, man. I don't know.
All that culture of distracting us.
I I do miss the simpler time where Hasbro and Bandai would tell me what I needed to know, but
They still tell you what you need to know. You just have quicker access to it now.
yeah, I have different access. Yeah.
They tell you what you need to know. They tell the people what they need to know, and then 10 minutes later, those people tell us what we need to know. So it's great.
I don't fucking want that barrier there anymore. I don't care about those people.
Well, and you've had some things that have changed, right? With conventions and stuff. They don't wait anymore. They just put it up.
They're very
Because they know people are going to leak it anyway.
Right.
And they'd rather control the quality of the content that is being put on the internet.
I think Marvel learned that lesson the hardest.
Marvel and Sony have learned that lesson.
Yeah,
very
Sony
hard.
as well. Yeah.
The people are going to put your content out there. So you might as well just take control of that and just put your content out there.
Yeah.
Game trailers used to be a thing too, right? Where the people would see it at the convention and we wouldn't see it until weeks later on the internet. Now they've long since evolved past that. Once it's live for you to watch at home or the people that are sitting in the room.
I mean, that's how you have to do it, I guess. If you don't want
again, it's just controlling the narrative.
Right.
It's controlling your own narrative, you know.
That's fair.
We want you to see what this thing is, what this movie is, what this show is, what this game is.
The right way.
In high quality.
Yeah.
So you can get hyped.
Well,
we
then,
don't want you to watch
then
somebody's shaky cell phone camera.
Yeah. He hasn't slept. He only slept 4 hours last night because he's at Comic-Con and he's stoked. That's fair. That's very fair. All right. Well, that's it.